Okay, so today we're going to do prime and composite numbers part 2, and we are going to use the hundreds chart to figure out which numbers on here are prime and composite. We talked yesterday in the first lesson, about 1 being neither prime nor composite, and we already went over 2, 3, 4, and 5. So some of you already have this colored in. We'll continue to work on this chart, but we're going to take it a little bit slower and see if this lesson may help you. Okay, so let's say now that I'm asking you to find out if 36 is prime or composite. There's going to be an essential question you have to answer. You have to answer the question, how many factors does 36 have before you can figure out if it's prime or composite? So the first thing I'm going to do is figure out, I made a tree map. Do I want to do it in a tree map format or a rainbow? I'm going to show you the tree map first. You put the number at the top and you're going to make 2 branches going down. I already made this tree map just so it would save us some time. So I always start with a number 1. I'm going to put 1 on my first line, and I know that any number times 1 is the number itself. So that will work with any single number. Now I'm going to ask myself, what about 2? Well, if I go down and use my multiplication chart and go all the way to 12, I see there's only 24. However, I know 36 is an even number because it ends in an even number. Therefore, 2 should work. So I'm going to figure out what can I multiply 2 by to get 36. If I'm looking at 36 using my mental math skills, I would say I know half of 30 is 15, and then I have 6 left over, which would be half of 6 would be 3, and 3 and 15 makes 18. So I know that 2 times 18 equals 36. Now I'm going to move on to 3's. I go all the way to the end here and find out that 12 times 3 equals 36. So I'm going to write 3, and then I'm going to write 30. Oops, I'm sorry, not 36. I'm going to write 12 because 3 times 12 is 36. I'm going to keep going down my chart and see if any other numbers equal 36. I see 4 times 9 is 36. Oops, so I'm going to write 4 times 9. At this point, I can tell that 36 is a composite number because I can already see that it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I could keep going, but at this point, I can say that this is composite. So I can put a C right by it. Now, if I wanted to use a rainbow, I could do something a little bit different. Let's say I wanted to use rainbow colors to find out if it's composite. So again, I always start with 1. I'm going to make my rainbow. I'm going to say 1 and 36. And I already know that 2 and 18 from my tree map equals 36. This way your numbers are in order when you're doing a factor rainbow instead of them being out of order. The next one I noticed was 3 and 12. And the next one I saw was 4 and 9. And if I were to keep going down my chart, I notice there's nothing in 5. 6, and if I go to 6, I see 6 and 6 make 36. So I can add that one to my rainbow. Whoops. Let me get the right color here. And do 6 and 6. Okay, now I can see that if I keep going down, it's just going to repeat itself. So once I have 6 here. 6 times 6 is going to go back to 9, and 9 times 4, 12 times 3, 18 times 2, and 36 times 1. So I can count all these up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This number has 10 factors, so I can say that this is composite. Okay, now it's your turn to try it. Instead of going straight to the hundreds chart, you're going to write these following numbers down in your notebook: 17, 56, 12, 78, and 35. Then in your notebook, I want to see you either create a tree map, which you can do like this, making your factors go down the tree, or you can create a factor rainbow, which will look something like this. And I want you to tell me, for each number, I want you to tell me if, I want you to write down the factors and if the number is prime or composite. So each number should either have a tree or a factor rainbow. You can use your colored pencils if you like. When you finish this, I want you to show me your end product. In your notebook, you're going to come to my table, show me your end product, and I'm going to give you another assignment if you complete this before our time is up. If you're still struggling with this, you can raise your hand and I will call you to my table to show you maybe a different way of going about finding prime and composite numbers. All right, good luck. Have fun.